All right. So, it's been a minute since the streaming. And give people a few minutes to get here before I start explaining things, because I've played a bit. 47, interesting. How did those get there? Items keep somehow ending up over here once in a while, and I don't understand it. Like, I was wondering if somehow they were making it past these and popping off here, off of the belt. But that doesn't really make sense, because the funnels are all facing in, and it only has to grab 2 items going massively slow. So, wouldn't really make sense. And those have made me a decent haul of coins. Not a lot, but it's not nothing either. Oh wait, these are the cobblestones. So somehow these are showing up. Is the launcher missing somehow? Maybe the launcher is missing, because these are cobbledy stone. Gobbledygook. So that means somehow... And they're stacks of 2, which further implies somehow it is weighted ejector problems. Look, we just got... Oh, well that's... Oh wait, never mind. I know how it's happening. They're not getting smelted every rare once in a while. That's what's happening. Somehow, how is that possible? 99% of the time they get smelted, so how is it possible that they're not smelting? Huh. I have no idea. Because whenever I watch it, it works. Interesting. Okay, so a quick explanation of what's happened, because it has been a bit of off-screen play. I haven't progressed really at all. I've just done a lot of things that are already at the tech level we're at. So I set up a kelp automator. So that gets me beautiful kelp. As it grows, it's got a radius of 3, which is pretty decent. I could always make it 4 if I need more kelp, but I think that'll be plenty over time. That was like the last thing I did. Over here, we did... I can't remember if this was on screen, but we finished all 12. I think I did this on stream. All 12 spouts. So all we have to do is send a crystal seed down this way, and it gets spouted by all of them. And then over here, what I did is I switched to a weighted ejector that has a stack size of 2 on it. And so then that waits until it has 2 crystals, pops it over here, and then the stack of 2 crystals goes this way, and it hits a tunnel. Now the tunnel splits 1 to the side, and then 1 forward. So the one that goes to the side is what we're going to send to crafting the diodes, and then the one that doesn't go to the side goes into the millstone. And then the millstone grinds it down into Certus Quartz Dust, which, as you know, we can turn into 2 seeds each. The catch to that is we need a mechanical crafter to do it without sand. And so for now, I've been having to manually craft those. But here in a moment, we will be able to get brass machines, which means we'll be able to do that without needing sand or manual automation. So one more step I haven't done yet is taking these crystals all the way over to there. So I think that summarizes everything over here. We did increase our pump amount to 3. We've got 3 going at 1,000 stress units each. So that's almost, it's still not enough to keep all 12 of these going full time. It's pretty crazy how many millibuckets we need. This is all the same as before. That's all the same. I set up more water wheels to support those crazy pumps. This is all the same, I think. What's in here? Oh yeah, I forgot there's cobblestone right there. That feeds into my iron maker. So over here, we decided we needed some faster growing crops. So I looked at, there's an organic compound you can make, and then you let that, or compost, and you let that decompose with time into rich soil. And rich soil speeds up crop growth. What's up, Archcraft? Good to see ya. And so I put it next to water so it would decompose faster. And so now we have some rich soil ready to go for when we figure out where we're going to put a farm. We'll get to this stuff in a second. This is all the same. I did get a couple more ingot tanks full of lava from the Nether. I journeyed to the Nether. So now we have plenty of fuel in our little smeltery here. Got 14.6 buckets worth, so that'll last a long time. And in here, things are pretty much the same. Nothing to report. This is a chest for some crops. What I'm doing here is I'm testing. So I built 3 of the exact same machine. That's growing tomatoes. This one is growing carrots, and then this one is growing potatoes. And what I wanted to do is test which one is the best in terms of throughput, because they're all worth 1 coin per 9 of them. So like 9 potatoes is a coin, 9 carrots is a coin, and 9 tomatoes is a coin. So I wanted to put them to the test because I couldn't tell by Googling which one was the fastest growing. And currently carrots and potatoes feel pretty tied. They've kind of been going back and forth. So I think carrots and potatoes are exactly the same. Tomatoes, on the other hand, are worse. So I recommend not growing. I mean, maybe it's too early to tell, but carrots and potatoes both have pulled pretty far ahead. That's 72, this one's at 79, and these are still at 49. So I think tomatoes are probably... Ooh, we just got some, though. I think tomatoes are slower growing. And I don't think they have too many redeeming qualities, except for being in different, you know, crafting dishes like a hamburger. Which, if we were to automate hamburgers, that would be pretty sweet. But I would need cabbage. And I don't know how you would automate beef. You'd need some sort of mob farmer with cows. I don't actually know how you would do that, to be honest. Okay, so then I've done a few other things. First of all, I went to the Nether, and I actually already had a hellbark sapling or two, and then I planted them and somehow ended up getting 0 back. I got really unlucky, so I had to go to the Nether to find some hellbark trees, and they have lava rather than sap when you collect from them. So this right here is just a way to get some free lava collecting, and then I have a little pump to pump it into this little dirt enclosure here. And I was kind of testing out the hose pulley with this. I wasn't really sure how it worked, so I wanted to try one out. And so I've just been hand cranking this bad boy because I don't want the you know, lava to overflow somehow. But here we have 1.4 buckets in each, and I think if we crank this for a minute, it will add those buckets into the little enclosure there. I had it lowered all the way to the floor, and it wasn't quite doing anything, so I think it's because maybe the floor is in the way, and the level, like when you're dumping out lava, the hose pulley might need to be at a level where the lava can go underneath it, like it can't go above it. But I'm not certain of that, because the little pondering, yeah, see, we just actually dumped it all in there. So I'm guessing there are more blocks in here now. Hard to tell. But I think there are more blocks in here. I'm just hoping it doesn't spill out. I guess it won't cause any issues if it does. It's not too much next to it. Anyway, over here, we didn't change anything with this. This is still collecting our log saplings and sticks, but I did move my composter over here so I can just easily grab all the saplings, chuck them in top, and that gets me bone meal, because that hoppers into the composter, and there you go. So we have a decent amount of bone meal now, and it's way easier to make that. And then I also decided, hey, I make a lot of charcoal. Why don't I automate that? So here we are with a bunch of logs being fed into a furnace. I made blocks of charcoal. This is going to run for a long time. Each of these runs as long as 10 charcoal, so this is the equivalent of 330 charcoal, which is like probably hours worth. And then that comes in here. So there's that. Nothing crazy. Rice farm is the same. 64.11, 64. Ooh, carrots are winning actually currently. Potatoes were ahead for a while. I thought we were going to go with potatoes, but carrots have pulled back ahead. And my nether portal is right here. It's a little station to, you know, put expensive stuff away before you hop into the nether if you're expecting to die. Which I was expecting to die multiple times. I haven't really been to the nether in a long time. I didn't know what to expect. And I was very scared by blue fire, and the lava looked familiar. Netherrack looked familiar. But a lot of the things here scared me, so I, oh, hello. Well, that's not something I can kill you with. Anyway, we did some exploring. I had to look around. I wanted to find hellbark trees. That was my main goal. There's a ghast. And I don't have a bow and arrow, so we'll just stay out of your way. So I journeyed for a long time before I remembered there was a map. And then I used that to find me trees. So that's where we found that stuff. I found this little temple thing, and we were able to get some nether wart from that. And I truly, and we need to go to one of these, like, fortresses. I don't know what all this is about, but we need to go at some point. I do not remember what the heck you grow nether wart on. And I probably could look it up, but I couldn't figure out what to grow nether wart on. I thought it was like soul sand or something, but it's not. And it didn't seem to work on dirt either, so I can't remember how you grow nether wart. But we found some other random things. I got an enchanted crossbow. I died from a bunch of piglins. I died from falling into lava. But there was nothing too unique. I did find out those bone things, which were pretty cool. Which got me a bunch of bone meal. That was helpful. But yeah. But my journey was this direction, and I just kind of... I haven't tried to ride those things yet, but I believe you can. So yeah, that's my journey to the nether. Nether wart grows on soul sand. Oh, does it really? Maybe I tried soul soil. Because I thought I did soul sand. And the reason I'm collecting soul sand is it can be useful for water bubble, elevator column things. So I just figured I'd grab some while I'm here. But yeah, nothing too crazy with my nether trip. I do want to do some more nether exploration. And I would like to get some ghast tears, some blaze rods, you know, all the good stuff. And this is my nether spoils chest, so brought back a lot of netherrack, soul sand, Do they grow in the sun, Archcraft, or do I need to plant them in the dark like mushrooms? I found a netherite scrap, which I believe is pretty valuable. Because this is how I assume we make netherite. And I think netherite is important to get good stuff later. Yeah, netherite is a material, so... Netherite sword, 8 damage. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, so if I do this... It won't grow. It's worth a shot. But yeah, I can... Oh, yeah, I tried nether wart blocks. That's not going to be correct, is it? Let's try a torch that's like close, but not too close. Oh, the cutting block is there. How about that? So we can sort of see what we're doing. Okay, soul sand. How about that? Grow a few nether warts in the basement here. In any case, that is almost caught up. I found a bunch of golden swords that I should probably just melt down. I found some shroom lights. Those were creepy with attached flesh. Like, this is some dark stuff. I was surprised to find that these were Minecraft and not a mod. The flesh comes from the mod, so maybe it's not quite that creepy in vanilla. And then the last thing to show you all is the... I don't think I changed anything here. This stuff over here is kind of the only other thing I've done. So most of it's the same. I had already set up a lot of this before. I did... What did I do? I think I had already set the filters. I think it was this contraption. I maybe had to fix it. It wasn't working right. I can't remember if that was this way, the recharger. But basically it goes... it's hard to maneuver with the belts. So it goes out from the side, because if you have a funnel, what I've learned multiple times now and forgotten at least twice, is if you grab from the bottom of a basin, it will take any item out, regardless, which is bad. So unless you have a brass funnel to filter, it's bad. So you need to use this output chute on the side that automatically appears when you put like a ejector or a belt or something, and then that will only do the output of a recipe. So if the item hasn't been processed into something, it won't come out. So you can see there's some charged quartz just sitting there. And so that'll pop out to the side. That gets loaded from the back into a charger. I do need power for this, which is something else I have to manually feed. I might automate that at some point with chutes and a hopper or something. And then the charge thing pops out, goes onto this belt. It goes underneath, oh my gosh, all of this nonsense. Back around to the other side and then back up in. So kind of annoying. I maybe should have had it go underneath with a fan blowing up. There's not a lot of great ways to load into a basin because you have a pipe. You need 2 pipe connections and you need an in and out for items. So you run out of choices pretty quick on where you can do that. Anyway, so that processes the charged quartz plus volatile sky solution, which comes from the water and the crushing of dust here. And that turns into destabilized redstone. And then the destabilized redstone gets pumped into the next basin, which is here. Hard to see, but this guy right here. And he needs destabilized redstone and a regular crystal, the ones I'm growing. And that will process into rose gold. And then rose gold needs molten iron dumped on top of it with a spout. And so this is one of the things we added was the molten iron setup here. We didn't have that before. And molten iron with a spout on top of it, and then it becomes electron tubes. And so I've made a few just because, you know, I was testing all of this. It was a big mess to get all the belts connected properly without breaking. I had a lot of issues where, like, the connection I wanted was spinning the opposite direction, and so one of them would break, so I had to do something else. So that was all very annoying. This right here is where I'm going to put the crystals, because this side loads straight into the basin. And before I had that hopper on the other side that I could hand feed, but I want the crystals to be automated. So right now, hand feeding is only for powering this dynamo, requires hand feeding, and also the iron. Both the heater for melting and the iron itself need to be hand fed. So one of those things I was working on automating away, that's why I was testing this, is I was going to set up a larger farm for whichever crop is the best, because I thought to myself, I can probably make more crops than iron from cobblestone generators. Because I could set up a giant cobblestone generator, but I could also just set up a large carrot farm. Because you'll be surprised at the exchange ratio here between carrots and iron. It sounds crazy, but it's not. So 9 carrots gets you 1 coin. Ta-da. 9 carrots, 1 coin. Not too bad. And then 1 coin, iron ingot, 1 coin gets you, where is it? This one. Gets you half of an iron ingot, which is 4.5, sorry. It gets you half of an ingot, which is 4.5 nuggets. So 9 carrots gets you 4.5 nuggets, which means 2 nuggets is the same as 1 iron, 2 carrots is the same as 1 iron nugget. And I think it's way easier to get 2 carrots than, well, these are 4 to 1. So 2 carrots goes to 1, and 4 gravel goes to 1. So 2 carrots versus 4 gravel. And I think 2 carrots is way faster and simpler than 4 gravel. And scaling up a cobblestone generator is way more difficult than scaling up a carrot farm. Or potato farm. So far, they're pretty much tied. Yeah, 64-29, 64-31, very close together. 56. Tomatoes are definitely losing. Tomatoes are out. Do not need tomatoes. This is still the same setup. This was just to connect all the machines underground here. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it for the business. And so one thing I should do is probably I'm gonna go ahead and transfer the rice. I haven't done this in forever. Yep, we have a lot of rice. We're gonna crush that up and get a bunch of goodies. Back here. And we actually need a second chest here. But that doesn't link up. Which way is this chest facing? This way. Oh gosh. Panic. Does that make it stop? It does. Okay, did that mess anything up? I don't think so. Alright, so that'll be able to hold more of the rice. Because each rice goes into 2 items. Anyway, this is my andesite dealy alloy mixer. I still need to automate that fully. We got the kelp automated now, so all we need to do is get andesite plus kelp over here. And then we can automate... Wait, no, that's not right. Sorry. Andesite... kelp and clay. Clay's right here. Andesite... I'm going too fast. Bring the kelp here to mix with the clay ball. That's supposed to be off? Interesting. Oh, that's the belt speed. But is it also turning off this funnel? I don't know. I thought it worked. Yeah, it fills up. which is fine. Anyway, maybe it's when you turn it on, it turns the funnel off. Good to know. So clay ball gets mixed in with the kelp to make the fungal or algal blend, and then we lava fan to smelt that. So we smelt that then into algal bricks, and then the algal bricks make their way over here along with andesite to turn it into the alloy. So nothing too crazy, just some belts. I think I'll use ejectors potentially because those are cool and potentially easier. I collected a bunch of sand in case I need it for glass or other things. So yeah, I think what I want to do is actually automate these electron tubes. And then all we need to do is set up one last little deployer set, 3 deployers in a row to turn the kinetic mechanisms into precision mechanisms. So there you go. And smart chutes we can make now as well with the electron tubes. Smart chutes are vertical chutes with an additional control. Items in the filter slot specify what exactly they can extract and transfer. Use the mouse wheel to specify the stack size. Redstone will prevent them from acting. So that's super nice. I didn't even know we could make those. Controller rails, clockwork bearings, Nixie tubes. What's a Nixie tube? That's just a display, right? They display the redstone strength. Name tags, custom text can be displayed. Analog lever, that's new. Oh. Cool. Powered latch. What does that do? Signals at the back, switch it on. Signals from the side, switch it back off. What happens if the signals are held? That's not very clear. They need to show, like, what if that one had stayed on and then that one turned off? Or what if they're, yeah. Anyway, I guess it would be the pulse. Most likely that would change it. Anyway. Most of these will go to making machines. So I need to set up some deployers. Yeah, let's set that up first. We'll set up the last stage of the automation. Uh-oh, I left all my crap over here. Okay, so we need some belt and I don't think I need any super glue. So they're gonna be right there. I'm gonna leave a little bit of space. Oh my goodness. I can't escape. Yikes. Okay. So let's extend you. I think this will be okay. Will it even let me? Oh, okay, there we go. And then we need to shove a shaft in that belt. What's up, Complex? And then we should be able to go up onto here. And 2 little encased drives should get that going. And then I think up there is where I'll do the deploying of, or I'll feed them onto deployers. I need to make a few more belts too, but all in due time. think 4 is enough, maybe. Let's see. So I guess what we want this to do is go straight... Oh, I didn't want that. Crap. Or do I? Eh, what the heck? It can't hurt for it to be a little higher. What I wanted, though, is that. And then... And this... That. And so now we need the deployer, which is 4 golden sheets. I don't think I have the sheets for it. I don't have enough sheet. We have 3. Let's make a few more. And a few more belts. Exactly. You guys all have plenty of sheet to go around, but I do not. Now, what was the... Oh, that was when I was doing the fan blowing over here. This is kind of pointless now. Because that was for washing. I could even take the fan back. That's just a waste of... Waste of a good fan right there. Clank. 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 Beautiful. Okay, so I need at least 3 deployers. Let's make more than 3. Let's make 5. And do I only have 4 machines right now. Let me put away the chassis stuff. My mechanism making kit. I don't need a trapdoor. Fans can go there. Depot. I need some more weighted ejectors too. Those things are great. And a crank. Alright, I also don't need those 2 or some clay. Okay, now we're getting down to it. So we'll grab some more of the alloy, because we're going to need a lot, and then we're going to grab some wood. Didn't I put a bunch somewhere? There we go. I think 3 stacks is good. What's up, Mudino? So make a stack, make a stack, make a stack. That's a good start. And then... Do I have a stack of all of these? Yep. Oh, nope, I need the saw. So there you go, 64, and then we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. Want more cogwheels here. Okay, I think we're good. Maybe a few more smalls. Okay, that looks better. All right, deployers. Just make 5. We already had 1 apparently. There you go. And then... Oh, we already had a bunch of cogwheels. Okay. So gearbox. chain drive, cogwheels, shafts, and belts. That's pretty much all the things you need. Chutes and funnels are needed too. It looks like I'm out of funnels. No, we have 5. And we have a bunch of chutes, 5 funnels, 6 deployers. That should be enough. I'll do maybe one more set of funnels. Just in case. And that should be enough for everything we need. Alright, I also need to make a farm. So these are going to grow the carrots or potatoes, whichever one wins. Whichever one wins the Mortal Kombat that they're currently locked in. So we need triple deployer. And they need to be up 1 square so they can funnel from the side. I probably need some dirt for this too. Oh, you can shift walk on belts. That's good to know. Okay, there we go, and well, we fell through, but that's fine. Okay. So deployers are there. The rotation is all the same, it looks like. We need to set the filter on the front 2. Uh-oh. Why is that belt going in? Oh no, that belt's supposed to go out. Are all my other belts wrong? Uh-oh. Wait. Oh no, sorry, this is fine. This is just stuck in here for some odd reason. I guess those got dropped on a belt. Everything's fine. Just the crystals in is what that is. So now we need some funnels in. And now we need the items to stop. Which apparently you can't build onto the edge of a belt because you're already in that square. Okay. Get rid of those. I really need some more scaffolding in and around here so I can get around without going absolutely mental. These guys need a filter, and I need a screwdriver, which is just 3 iron and some blue dye. So we'll grab ourselves one of those. Blue dye, lapis lazuli. 3 iron. Bam, bam, bam. Blue handle. Delicious. Hiya. And we hand you over to, well, you filter it and hand it to you. Okay. And then that needs to be 1 square down. From wait, this one. No, what am I? Oh, the mechanisms is what go across here, which I haven't fully finished automating yet. But the mechanisms are actually going to come from this side, because all that stuff is over here. So then we actually need to be going the other way. Means I need to switch this around. Give it back. You're gonna be the screwdriver. You're gonna be electron tube. And that means I need to move the funnels here. to you. There we go. And then belt. No, shaft. Shaft there. Shaft. Well, that'll be the last step. So I guess here. And then a chest. A beautiful, beautiful chest that will then contain whatever those mechanisms are called. What are they called? Precision mechanisms? What are they called? Mechanism. Yeah, precision mechanisms. Kinetic and precision. We need to sleep, but that will be that belt. Let's check on our competition. 65. What even is that? 101? 106. I think they're tied. So I guess it's just another personal question. Carrots are nice because golden carrots are amazing and they look cool because they're orange. Potatoes are nice because baked potatoes are great, but I don't really need either of those because for my own use, I have this farm over here, so I might as well just do carrots because then I don't get poisoned potatoes, which is a thing with potatoes, and there is no such thing as a poisoned carrot. So I think for that reason, I will just do carrots. The other really annoying part is buddy beans. I feel like the game is trying to help you, but then that just gets in the way of automation. Because if you can't filter out buddy beans, then they're going to clog up your entire system when they show up. So that actually feels like a mod that is more bad than good because of buddy beans randomly showing up when you mine crops. For a game about automation, a random byproduct is actually not helpful at all. It's actually really bad. I wonder if that was considered at all. So Modino, I know about both of those games actually. I played a lot of Autonauts, the regular one. I even have a series on my channel doing that, which was a lot of fun. I have read enough reviews to know that I'm probably not gonna do the Autobots versus, or Autonauts versus Pirate Bots. The reviews have said that it is a bit too much. It's basically the same game in a lot of ways. It doesn't feel like a significantly different game to a lot of people. And I think because of that, I would rather just do another run at Autonauts because I never beat it anyway. Like the late technology stages are pretty tricky to get to. And so I'd rather just play that game again probably. Let's see. Hold on, I have to think. Clockwise, out, counterclockwise. So that's the wrong direction. So how do I get you going the right direction? Not this way. I don't know what you're saying really too, so I can't respond. Let's see. This one needs to go the same way. Wait, no. Never mind. This is correct. Okay. For some reason, I thought this wasn't going to work for a second, but it is. There we go. Okay, so that'll get deployed with electron tubes. And this will be my beautiful precision mechanism chest. So then we need the andesite machines to come up here. So this is kind of a mess. I might need to go under a lot of this or even move it. This doesn't need to be here. So I don't actually know how this is going to work yet, but for now we'll just kind of have a separate belt here. We'll go ahead and connect it. Back end. And then we'll plug in a chest. Shenzhen IO is one of the Zachtronics games. I've played a lot of them and generally am a fan. That one might be a bit too programmy. For me, at least looking at it from the Steam page, it didn't look like quite as much my type of game compared to some of the other Zachtronics. But at the same time, I do like Zachtronics games, so I might try it at some point. Okay, so that's set up for precision mechanisms. So if let me make a handful of the regular mechanisms. Even though we just did 37. It's a bad number. Can I get a better number? Ooh, I'm out of alloy. Do I have more alloy? I do, but not much. I think it was a really good decision to not automate alloy. It's so easy to get. It's really not a big deal. And you get more mechanisms if you don't... I think I mentioned this before. Automating mechanisms actually costs more alloy. So just manually getting alloy is not that hard. I guess getting the andesite is a little tricky, so automating andesite... andesite mining is probably something worth automating, and possibly the clay is worth automating. But the kelp is super easy to do by hand, and the smelting of the algal blend and the blending of algal blend is pretty easy to do by hand. So there's really not a ton to it that's super difficult. Okay, let's do a multiple of 8. How about 48? Yeah, TIS 100 is another one I've stayed away from, for now at least. Okay, and then those should be held... Uh-oh, it's not working. Oh, you want to know why it's not working? The reason that it's not working is these are not powered. Funny. Funny how that goes, isn't it? If you don't power things, they don't work. It's ridiculous. I know. Completely ridiculous. Best power source to connect it to... Is it this belt? Or is it this? Yeah, Medina, we were actually talking about that game today in the Crydania Discord. That one is also kind of a amalgamation. Is amalgamation the right word? It's like a bunch of ideas all at once. Overstressed? How dare you? What are you even talking about? Wow, 288 more. How much are these deployers taking? They probably... Oh yeah, these are 288 each. I could slow this down and save myself a lot. I did run out of the redstone drives, though, unfortunately. So we need to craft a few more. The chain gear shifts. Someday I'll remember what those are called. Redstone. Let's do 10. They're pretty handy. And then I will grab some cobblestone just to have plenty of levers, so I never really need to worry about that. I'm tired of having to craft them on the spot. Okay, we'll put those there. Yes, Archcraft, don't worry. I plan to automate them fully, and we're pretty close to being able to do so. I was just saying at this stage of the game, because I can already get brass stuff to help me automate this even better. And so I might as well start the game without them automated. That's all I was saying. I definitely do plan to automate fully. Okay, so that speeds it up. This will slow it down. Woo! If we throw lever up. Wait. I didn't change anything. What the heck am I doing? You want this one? There we go. Okay, so deployers can go a little slower. That's fine. Okay, so let's try that again. 40... Is that a 6 or an 8? The 6 and the 8 are very similar. That was an 8. Okay. Now the deployers are... They should... What are they doing? Why are they poking down when they don't have anything? Aren't they supposed to wait? Deployer... Ponder. I thought when they were above a belt, they would wait. Here, they show it here. Oh, there they show the polishing of rose quartz. That's funny. The kitchen one and the circuit maker. The kitchen one. Which one is the kitchen one? Okay, I guess it says it will hold and process them. It doesn't say the deployer... Well, it's not doing anything right there. Interesting. Maybe it's because it hasn't been handed anything yet. That's why that's happening. Let me throw this a couple... Maybe after a deploying, they'll chill out. No, if it's empty-handed, it just does things. But hey, there's our first precision mechanism of the game. Whoop, whoop. And let me just throw the rest of these onto the belt. Thought I'd get a few more done, maybe. But I need to connect up the output of crystals. That's the main thing. Gasometer goes back. Trying to be a little better about inventory management. Okay. You organize the machines, and each machine has a module to automate it. What's it called? I think the name would be helpful. Because I know of all the Zachtronics games. I haven't played all of them, but I at least know about them. Alright, so we got this guy. He could... How far can a weighted ejector fire? That's the real question. So I kind of want to see it fire a stack of 16, like, halfway across the map. Because those need to get all the way to here. This is where they need to arrive. This is kind of an ugly spot. Extend, please. There we go. Now we do need shaft there. Keep that connected. I literally need to start burrowing under my machines. Oh, you're talking about the games inside the last call. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I will probably buy that game at some point because it seems like a lot of fun little mini games. Wait, we didn't want that. No. Stop. Like, it definitely seems up my alley, but at the same time, I don't think I'm going to get it right now. And then I almost need a way to go over all of this. Like, I should build catwalks, you know, that kind of go above most of this. So I can access it from above and below. But either way, this is where... Nope. That way. Items will go... And then We will extendify this belt. That's just too... No. Go back. Back with you. Back, I say. What we're gonna do is go up. Or I guess I should say down. Maybe even one more. Why not? Just go totally over the head with it. Okay, so then it's from there. Build another belt, and that's the one we extend. Beep, beep, beep. Beep, 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 beep. How far can you go? Okay, I believe that is the capacity. Next. Hey, we're basically there. Beautiful. Okay, so this is the one there. Wait, that's actually where we want the thing to be. Oh, this is most certainly trains at home. Is there a better way to do this in Create at this stage? Am I totally missing something here? Or is this pretty much it? Okay, so I guess this is where we need the shaft. Ah, minecarts. Forgot about minecarts. That could be cool. Uh-oh. Am I misaligned? Oh, I am misaligned. Oops. There we go. Okay, that actually really is convenient though, because that gearbox loves to be on that corner. And then for these ones, we want encased chain drives. Is the gearbox there gonna work? I think it won't. Oh gosh, it breaks. Oh, because of that. And that one's going the wrong way too, if I were to just put a shaft. Rotational energy. Where shall you come from? I guess we gotta go with the annoying solution, which is a straight rod, a vertical gearbox. Now, here's the real kicker. Is this gonna work? So it's going... Looking down, it's going clockwise. So looking up, it's going counterclockwise. Well, looking down is... It's going clockwise from inside the gearbox. So it'll go counterclockwise this way. So I believe a vertical gearbox will make this go the wrong way. But I always have to double check it because I'm wrong half the time. Okay, good. I was correct. So what that means is instead we can do the double encased drive. Because the double encased drive essentially translates counterclockwise in up a tile into clockwise out. So you can turn it 90 degrees, essentially left or right, and get the other direction at the same time when you have the two chain drives. Because I think what that's emulating is essentially you've got this into, well, let's see. Well, it's basically this into this, but it's also going up at the same time. Because then if that's going that way, clockwise, then that's going to turn this one, this... Wait, no. Hold on. So that's actually not what it's doing, then. Because this would also be turning clockwise out. These would both turn clockwise out. No, I'm wrong. Sorry. What is this doing again? We'll figure this out. No. This is the same, yeah, from inside the chain drive. And this is where I get hung up, is it's like, are you thinking about it as what direction is it into the gearbox or what direction is it out of the gearbox? And if you don't keep those straight in your head, you get mixed around a lot. So from the chain drive's perspective, it's the same rotational direction from inside. So like inside it's going clockwise and inside it's going clockwise. But what's interesting is it's going counterclockwise on that side and it's going counterclockwise on this side. So chain drives, like, they're very interesting when they turn. I think that's what's confusing me. I totally understand chain drives when they're not turning. Because that's just obvious. It's like a belt. So there's a link to the Discord in the About section underneath my stream. Because this makes total sense to me, you know, the way this one works. It's almost like you don't even need to think about it. Intuitively, our brains understand this. But this one is less intuitive to me. Because which way is it twisting? It almost feels arbitrary, right? Because if that's going this way, who's to say whether turning like up and left should be that direction or up and right should be that direction? Because that'll actually result in a different chain drive. But it does always go the same way. So I guess we have to kind of figure it out. From the axis, from the original driven axis, it twists essentially this way. So it twists clockwise. So like if we were to do this and this one turning, okay, we need to sleep. No, we're gonna figure this out. So if I turn this clockwise, it's like it translates this way. So this one should be coming out. If that's going clockwise, then the clockwise is going out towards the bottom, which means this is going to be counterclockwise coming out towards the top, which means it'll look clockwise to me. Crap. No, I did that wrong. No! Wait, what is this from the bottom? Oh, hello, water. So wait, is this doing different behavior or did I just get it wrong? Stay tuned to find out more. Okay, so what I thought was going to happen... It twists kind of right-handed. down to the left. So from here, it would twist right-handed. So this one and this one essentially should be driven the same way. So that's clockwise out and that's clockwise out. So this one should be clockwise out and that one should be clockwise out. So clockwise out does mean counterclockwise, but then that's doing counterclockwise out. So it's not doing the same thing. Right? Am I crazy? I'm pretty sure it's not doing the same thing that this one is. Well, but the problem is it inverts it in an arbitrary twist, right? Because this one, the way chain drives work, it's like the whole thing is rolling together. So let's think about it in terms of forwards and backwards because of the way this is angled. This bottom one is rolling forwards. So when you jump up a layer and now you're facing this left or right direction, who's to say which way is forwards now? It could be that way or it could be that way. It arbitrarily decided, whoever made the mod, made it do this, because if I rotate it, I can't get the other behavior. It is only ever that behavior. It's decided that it will go up and then twist this way, essentially, to maintain forwards direction. So this one, I was imagining if forwards direction, well, now I have to think about it almost like this. So if that's forwards, and then I go up, then forwards would be this way. Okay, that's a good question. Let's see if we get the opposite behavior from oppositely aligned gearboxes. Okay, so hand crank, moving forwards in this direction gets me what is perceived as CCW rotation. With this, moving forwards in this direction gets me CCW rotation, but from the angle of this, forwards rotation gets me clockwise out. So they are doing the opposite thing from the same frame of reference. Oh, I'm hungry. Turning the hand crank uses up a lot of hunger points. It's just tricky. I'm trying to figure out, I want to learn this mechanic so I can know how it's going to work. But I think there's a little bit of trickiness here. And I don't know if I can figure out how it works, which is a little frustrating. Because it definitely doesn't explain it. I don't even think they show this usage of a chain drive in the... Oh, there you go. Any part of the road can be rotated by 90 degrees. But I don't think they explain anything about the 90-degree rotation. Okay, so let's think from the point. If you're driving forwards, your head would turn to the left and it would be scooting along. If you were standing top of the forwards. Okay, let's try it a new way. Let's imagine you're standing on the bar. It's hitting your head, moving to the left. Like I'm imagining my feet are, gravity's this direction, my head's this direction. I'm inside the chain drive. This is how my brain is working. I'm inside the chain drive, and this little spinny thing is hitting my head and moving towards my perceived left. Does this concept even work from this side? Yeah, yeah. So if I'm standing on the drive, facing, it's like going the same direction where it hits my feet. Okay, so does this follow the same rule? If I'm standing on this one, going this way, now it's hitting my head and going to the right. So no, this does not follow the same rule. So it does have something to do with north-south, south-north. The other crazy part is if we do this, it will follow the same rule again. So I'm standing on this. Sorry, no, I'm standing on this, and it's hitting my head to the left. So, yeah, that's a very arbitrary decision. And I'm sure it does have something to do with north-south, south-north behavior. So northward rotation is translated into... What is... I'm hungry again. These stupid things. Northward driving rotation is translated into, as far as the map view is concerned, clockwise. And I think that's one way to think about it, at least for sideways gearboxes. Now let's see if the same applies. So what about east-west? So eastern is also clockwise. So north and eastern generate clockwise from the map view, and then west and south generate counterclockwise. So here, for example, we have northward rotation. Oh wait, but these are the other two axes. Never mind. We're only looking at when north and south is involved. What about when only east, north, south, east, west is involved and not up or down? In this one, north translates to east. Well, that makes sense. It seems like north and east are kind of the friends, and then south and west are the friends. North, east, and counterclockwise are all, or sorry, clockwise. So then if I go and build another little tower of terror here, and I turn these guys, then if I turn this to go south, it should generate a westward behavior here. Hey, it's correct. Okay. So then if I turn that, it's going south, that's generating a westward behavior. And from my perspective, it's still north and east. So like forwards rolling on this will turn right and forwards roll on that. Okay, I think I finally get it. That was a fun detour. That's the kind of thing I consider fun. Hehehe. Okay, we do need to finish out this belt. Whee! Yeah, Mudino, chain drives are pretty awesome. They're equivalent to using small gears, except when they turn. When you turn a chain drive, you're doing something that only chain drives can do. Not even gear shifts can do the same thing. So if like two gear shifts put together aren't working, a lot of times two chain drives will work. And they're also really nice for belts. Because with belts, you usually use two small cogs or another belt, but I feel like chain drives are actually the best looking solution. And if you really wanted to make it look good, you'd put it on both sides, which feels far more balanced. But yeah, it's very easy to chain drive together. Belts. And we need a little climbing tower here. So that should bring crystals all the way to where they need to go. So if I did everything right, all we need to do is throw in some fuel to the dynamo and throw iron in there once in a while, and this should get me infinite... whatever the heck this stuff is called. I guess we need to automate that with a brass mechanism too, but let's get this going. After too much delay. we shall see our electron tubes get automated. Electron tubes, here we come. Beautiful. There they go. Into there, mixer runs. We should see, yep, rose quartz turning into electron tubes popping out. And we are going to need to grab a few of these for my own usage. So I might need to figure out a system for that. Where, I don't know, maybe we fill up a small chest. Can't figure that out. Now they stopped because we're out of power on the charger. That's a long fall. So I need some charcoal. Hey, that is growing, I think. Oh my. Yeah, that's late, or early, I should say, Archcraft. Enjoy your sleep. Okay, for now, I'm just gonna throw a drawer for what? For the electron tubes, it's not so much the filter. There's only one item on the belt. It's more about, oh, that has fuel. It's the dynamo. It's more about not wanting to take all of them. Like, I need a splitter, essentially. This dynamo needs fuel. There we go. There we go. That thing not enough power? I really wish... Oh, crap. I didn't mean to do that. I just broke it. Okay, charged. You go there. Regular needs to get thrown back onto the belt here. No! Go onto the belt. How dare you? There we go. Okay. Instead of a chest, use a drawer. That still doesn't solve the problem. I mean, I could do the drawer thing where you make it downgraded and it only holds like 1 or 2 stacks or something. That would be one way. But essentially what I would need to do is use a brass funnel to only output 2 at a time. But even then, they're going to go down to 1 at a time once the spout hits them. So we kind of need to use an ejector right here so it stacks up to 2, and then we can use a tunnel to split half of it off to go into a chest. Because I want some electron tubes for my own usage. Now, something's still wrong because they should be flowing. We are out of skystone. I was worried this wasn't going to work right, but I don't actually understand why it's not. It's like we ran out of skystone. Where did it go? Huh. I don't know where the skystone would have gone, because the way we have this set up, it should immediately hoover up the skystone. Looks like we have 2 dust. This thing should grab the sky. Oh, wait, there's more. And then it spits it back and it goes around. Maybe it's just really slow. Maybe I need to speed this thing up. There it goes. Let's watch for the sky stone. It does seem... Yeah, there it went. It seems like there's only one. How did we get down to one sky stone? That can't be right. Something about that is fishy. I know I put more than one in there. Maybe somehow I lost it, but we'll throw in another 5. I think that should be enough to loop around. But I can't figure out why it's not working. So now that should run constantly. And yeah, I think speeding it up would be a very good thing. I need to get the windmill a bit more capability first. Okay, there's charged crystals in there. That's good. Ah, I'm stuck. Yay. There's the sky solution. Yep, that should get me destabilized redstone. And that should get me rose quartz. Only enough for 2? Oh man. What how much do we need? We need 250, and it only makes 500 at a time, so I guess that... Okay, so skystone dust is currently the big problem. Alright, well why don't we... Now here's a random question. What determines the RPM when you have 2 power generators on the same network? Like if you had 2 windmills, is it the one that has more stress, the maximum stress units capacity, and the other one just adds that many stress units? It's interesting. Anyway, we need some sail blocks. I think I made some. We have a few more. Yeah, we have 20 more. So let's get these placed onto our wonderful windmill. Oh my gosh. It is exactly the same way for me, Mudino. It's like, wait, what? What is this? How does this work? Why did I do it that way? Was I mentally ill while I made that? Because that doesn't make any sense. Yeah, that's half of this mod pack for sure. Okay. Bam, bam. Finish these out. Now 12 more means 3 on each. Gosh, did that land in hoppers and stuff? Okay, go. Here we go, 44 RPMs. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I have 23 per wing. heck is 23 times 4? That's 92? I was wondering if RPMs had to do with the number of sales. I mean, I know it does, but it doesn't seem like a nice multiple. Because that's 92. And this isn't quite half of 92. This is 88. Maybe it's half with 4 sales wasted, so to speak. That's what I'm gonna guess. So I would presume 256 sales would give you half of 252, which would be 126 RPM. That would be my guess. Whether it's correct or not, I have no idea. Okay, there's 6 skystone in there. Okay, so we want to speed this one up. Which ones are necessary here? This one is driving a gearbox, which is driving a belt, so that seems important. That one is connected to all of those machines, so that feels important. If I disable this, that changes nothing. If I disable that one, we lose the belt. So that means we need... oh, that's the right one. Didn't want that. No, no, no. We want it here. Okay, so that turns those things the right way. Let's remove that. So if we want the millstone to go faster... Wait, 16 RPM? No, that's not right. The windmill goes faster than 16 RPM. The more sales you have, the more RPM it does. So it would be far more than 16 RPM. Well, the wiki is wrong, because currently the stress capacity is based on RPM. So it increases in stress capacity by adding more RPMs. So maybe that's how it used to work, but it definitely gets faster as I add more sales. And they're very odd numbers of RPM. Like you saw the speedometer over here, it was 44 RPM right now. Wait, or is that attached to... Hold on. No, that's doubled. So it's 22. Ah, so I might be right. It might be 1 RPM per set of 4. And the first set of 4 doesn't count. So, for example, if you just did the minimum 8 sail windmill, it would only have 1 RPM. That's my guess. And then 2 RPM would be a 12 sail, etc., etc. Anywho, we need doubled speed on this guy. So, easy way to do that is... Can you attach a large cog to the millstone or no? Probably not. Oh, you can. Oh, okay, we'll just do that. So we need to drive this at the same speed as these. Of course that overstresses it. Gosh dang it. Flippin' dang it. Okay. Well, a couple things I need to test since we're here and we're doing it. How did you turds get in here? Excuse me. This is my house. Not invited. Whatsoever. Oh, there's another one. Get out of here. I have no idea what the ominous banners are about, but I have 3 of them now. Okay, string. Make some wool. I'm gonna make another windmill bearing here. Slabs. Turntable. I happen to need a smooth rock. So get one of those. Oh, each 8? Yeah, we'll have to do some testing here. So super basic windmill. I'm pretty sure we'll see how horribly we can make this. Pretty sure if I just do this. It'll work. A minimum of 8. It has 8. Maybe it's not counting the middle one. Okay, so this piece of... This piece of work, there's something wrong with it. Does nothing mine wool faster? I guess not. Do they have to be vertically... Yeah, maybe you do. Maybe a sail is the exception because it... I actually think I read about that. Did it say that? Hold on. Sails are handy blocks to create windmills with. They attach to blocks in each other without the need of superglue or chassis. Yep, there you go. Okay, well, we can at least use one radial chassis and one sticky to make this function. Go with a radius of 2. Not go overboard here. And okay, now it should work. Okay, so it is 512, which means 1 RPM. Whee! So there you go. Then if I add 4 more, well, let's just add 2 more. Still 512. 2 more. Ooh, still 512. 2 more. Oh, maybe that's why my calculations are weird. No, it's still 5. Oh, I'm being a dummy. Big dumb. None of those were working. I need to put them on the same level because that's how radial chassis works. Okay. So 2 more that way. Still 512. 2 more. That one doesn't stay connected. Okay. Still 512. So 4 extra did not bump it up. 6 extra did not bump it up. And 8 extra... Oh, right, that one doesn't work. 8 extra does bump it up. Okay. So it is all about the multiples of 8. Every 8 blocks gets you 512 stress capacity. Cool. So then this one over here, essentially it's for every set of 2. So the extra 4, I basically have 4 that are wasted. That's why my calculations were weird. I was actually correct. It's just that there's 4 that aren't being used. So I was saying there's 4 that don't count. That's just because it's only multiples of 8 that count. So for every 2 I have is a multiple of 8. And so that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. So I essentially have 11 windmill powers worth, which should be the 56. Is that right? Yeah, that's about 5,500. Okay, well that all worked as expected. Now the thing I'm not sure of is with this guy. I'm using the wrong tool for this. Uh-oh. Wait, are you serious? Okay, that's the first block to do that. If you mine it without a pickaxe, you don't even get the block back. What? That's really annoying. Honestly, what the heck? No more windmill bearing for me. It's just gone. I'm not missing it, right? Yeah, it's not out there. Well, that's annoying. So we need another one. I don't think I ever... Stone... Okay, so we can get another 1,000 stress units pretty easy, but I want to do it somewhere else. Like over here where there's room. But I want to add it in, and that's where I'm like, I don't know how to add it in. I'm very curious to see how this works. I mean, I could even add it into right there. Let's go crazy and do a sideways windmill. Does it see all of those? No, it only sees one. Okay. I could do a linear chassis. Hold on. Idea time. Idea time. Linear. Super glue. 12. No. 16. If this works, this is going to be amazing. It looks like it might. Yes. Now this right here, folks, this is the windmill to end all windmills. Look at this thing. Look at it capture the wind's energy. This is hilarious. I can't believe that works. That's pretty amazing. Also, do you need more than one sticky? I'm curious. Because I still don't fully know the rules of Federico. How's it going? Yes, very original design, right? It's amazing. Like, are those stuck too? No. I do know there are tube sales, but this is quite different. Okay, well, whatever. We're going to stick with it for a moment, just so that I can see what happens if we try to connect this. It might just break if the speed's not matched. So then... go ahead and... oh, we're almost out of Shafterinos here. Fix that pretty easily. Alright. So what happens? Because with water, I guess Yeah, so that's kind of interesting. Water wheels don't care. They'll all go the same speed whether they have the full units or not. And so I was kind of hoping windmills would work the same way. Or maybe it's just rotating the wrong direction. Maybe that's all this is. What if a gearbox fixes this? Oh, that is what all the issue was. Okay. Had nothing to do with rotation speed. So I was hoping it would work the same way as water wheels. Basically, this technically is going at its normal speed, but it still essentially adds the stress units from itself. This design, man, this is incredible. This is just beautiful. I feel like this is actually a good design to set up underground. It's pretty simple. Maybe it's not because you need a super glue, and with the sails you don't need super glue. And I've heard super glue can be bad for basically update times and stuff, but regardless, now that's going twice as fast. Yeah, Mudino, apparently not. I think the biggest power generation on the block is probably the one that picks the speed, because we're still going at that windmill speed. Now the real question is this working? The other really fun part about windmills, fun fact, is once you max out a single windmill, it's really cool. You don't ever need to add more windmills, because if you add more sails to the same windmill, it makes everything faster. Because the windmill gets faster. And so it makes all your machines faster. At the same ratio, it increases your stress units. So, however, I just screwed that up by adding in this thing. So this won't get faster. But if I just want all this processing to get faster, I keep adding more to that. Because this is really slow right now. But does it work? It looks like it's working. And electron tube, electron tube. It's pretty fast. I think probably doubling the millstone again would be best, but that's... I think I just should wait until we have crushing wheel. I think crushing wheels are way faster than millstones. Grind items very effectively. Rotational input has to make them spin into each other. Thrown or inserted into the top will get processed. Items can be inserted and picked up through automated means as well. And that's it. So that's all you get. So a millstone is 4 times the RPM. Crushing wheel, there's 2 of them and 8 times. So it's just by default setting it up as quadruple, at least for the same speed. So I hope the processing speed would be even faster than that. But this is fine. I'm not going to complain about it. It is automated. The thing that is not automated is this coal into here and the fuel into the heater here. So those 2 fuel sources. And the iron for my molten... Oh my gosh. I can't escape. This iron here. But I have quite a bit more. So... And that should support the old deployers here. Making precision mechanisms. I am a bit worried this deployer... Okay, it has a full stack of tubes. So now, for every 2 that come up here, we should get 1 more mechanism. But let's observe. Yep. There it is. Oh, we got 2 more. Oh, and then this one's going to grab the next 2 on its own. I see. So does the second one not get grabbed? Like, that one probably takes long enough to deploy that one that this one hasn't had a chance yet to get rid of its 64th. So even the second one from this pair, I'm guessing, gets to the further deployer. No, it got to this one. So we only got one machine. I guess it's not consistent. Probably depends on the timing with that guy, because it's kind of on a weird schedule there. In any case, I almost have 16 precision mechanisms, and you know what that means. Brass machines. Oh, it's beautiful. And I can make extendo grip, too. So that's cool. But yeah, I mean, this is huge. So we don't care about cable facades, but we can make brass tunnels, pipe module. I don't know what that is. Brass tunnels, funnels, mechanical arms, content observers, sequenced gear shifts. Which one does this do? Oh, you can configure it. Holy bajoli. When it receives a signal, it will start running its configured sequence. Whoa. That's crazy. Okay. Rotation speed controller. And a furnace engine. Oh, what's this? Oh my goodness. Furnace engines generate rotational force while their attached furnace is running. Oh. Well, that's easy. Very large stress capacity. Blast furnace will double the efficiency. So that thing... Oh my. Kinetic stress capacity 1024 times RPMs, and it generates at 16 to 32 RPM. So 16,000 kinetic stress. That's pretty good. That's equivalent to a windmill with like 120 sails. So, and what is this? Rotation speed controller. Whoa, relay rotation to a large cogwheel above them. The conveyed speed can be adjusted. Okay, that's nice. That's really cool. Okay, well, I'm in love. I'm in love. And that's just the stone cutting things. There's also the smithing table things. So we can make mechanical crafters, which we need. Trade stations now, we can make our own item terminals. Viewing and requesting all items in a pipe network. I don't quite understand that. Numismatic dynamo? I don't know what that does. And pipe pressurizer drastically increases item speed in the entire pipe network, but it requires power for each item transferred. Okay. Well, first thing is a mechanical crafter. So I'm gonna grab 16 of these. We're gonna pop out here. We're gonna go to bed. And we're gonna get our first brass machines. Feels really good. And before I forget, let's go grab the fuel. And we're gonna put this in the things that are burning. We're gonna make some blocks here. Blocks run a long time. Okay. I'm not sure which one spends more energy, actually. Is it melting down a nugget, or is it powering a charger? I have no idea how much power this charger uses. Interesting. It produces 40 for a solid second. You know what I need? How do these RF things work? Is there a battery of some sort? Stored redstone flux. I basically want to charge up a thing that then charges another thing. But I want it to be a block, not a potato. Is it this? Probably. Redstone flux cell frame. Constantin ingots? Yeah, that's scary. I have the rest of it though. That can hold up to 1,000,000 RF. I don't need that much. Is this the same idea? What does this do? That also needs Constantin ingots. Okay. RF capacity and transfer. 4x. Can I install that on... I guess I don't know how this works, but we're gonna try it. Because that just needs simple gold, iron, whatnot. Okay, tomatoes, carrots. Yep, carrots and potatoes I think exactly the same or very close. And I'll go with carrots for the... I like the way the carrots look better and not dealing with poison potatoes. Oh, I forgot to feed those in. Anyway. Stabilized RF coil. So that one gets you a faster or more capacity but less transfer. And this one gets you more transfer but less capacity. Increases processing speed. Increases efficiency. Okay, let's make this. I have no idea what this does, but we're going to try it. Can I put this in my little charger here? Oh, augmentation. I'm guessing it goes in the augmentation slot. No, it doesn't. Sad day. Hmm. What goes in there then? Type redstone flux, type machine. It's not very clear to me. This feels like this should be where I can put it. Maybe Sterling dynamos don't... Oh, there we go. We need one of these. Ooh, type dynamo. That's what we need. Fuel efficiency. What's up, John Calling? Welcome on in. We are trying to figure out if there's a way to store some redstone flux energy. Because this dynamo is a little too slow for the charger. So it kind of gets knocked out when it charges a few crystals. But I don't think that's holding this back. Yeah, I don't think that's actually an issue. Let's watch it. Because it'll use up the charged crystal. 1, 2, and then it has a second to recharge them. We get back 5, and then we get back 6. Yeah, I guess that's fine. Oh no, you have COVID. I'm so sorry to hear that. That sucks. I hope it's a mild case for you. You're feeling at least semi-normal. Second time. Oh, that sucks. But usually the second time's not as bad as the first, so hopefully that's the case for you. Oh, geez. Yeah, it's scary stuff. Yeah, I mean, I know quite a few people that were hospitalized from it. So, not fun times. Not fun times, indeed. Now, what am I actually doing? I kind of lost track. We have the machines. We want to make brass machines, which feels so good. We need brass casings, which require brass sheets, which I don't have. So let's make some brass sheets. Off to the press. I should maybe have a press closer because often I need pressing while I'm crafting. So that's a thing. All right. Got 9 of them. Should last me a hot minute. And click, click, click. 2 casings. Surrounded. And there we go. Oh, look at them. They're beautiful. Just look at them go. Gorgeous. Totally gorgeous. Now what I need to do is make a mechanical crafter with at least one of them. I think I only need one of those for now. So brass machine plus that gets me mechanical crafter. And then the mechanical crafter needs to make our Certus quartz seeds out of the powder and then feed it back into here, which is kind of annoying. So I'll probably do it there. So this will be my first experience of mechanical crafting. And I'm very interested to see how this works. I'm gonna put a hopper. I'm all out of hoppers. That's annoying. Let's go grab a hopper. Get to the hopper. Okay. So I think we want those dusty things to... Of course, there's water right there. To get hoppered in. Okay. So far, so good. And isn't it on the back? Nope. Shoot, I don't remember how these work. I watched the thing like twice. Okay, yeah, we put them together. You can arrange the paths for valid setup. They have to converge into one exit on any one side. They require rotational force. I bet that's why it's not working. What do you guys want to bet? Gearbox. Heck yes. Wait, it's not working. Nope, not working at all. Okay. Let's stop that for now. Modino, I use QCY. I think it's like G40. I was looking for low latency was the main thing I was looking for. And I ended up just buying some random ones I found online. And they have a low latency mode, which works for gaming. The quality's not amazing, but most wireless earbuds have a pretty noticeable latency that I'm not a huge fan of. I have a really good set of headphones, but wearing those for hours on end hurts my head. They squeeze my head a little too much. So, and then earbuds are nice because I can wear glasses or hats more easily and they don't get in the way. But what happened here with this mechanical crafter? Once every slot of a path contains an item, the crafting process will begin. Okay. Connecting inventories. I don't need to worry about combining them. You can fill in the slots. Maybe it's just about the output. Maybe I just need a funnel. Do I have funnels? Yes. Does that work? Nope. Okay, what am I doing wrong? Oh, that's ugly. Wait, what? Oh, it's the pure crystals. I'm doing the wrong thing. Guys. Guys. That's why it's not working. I'm a total dingus. This is unnecessary. Completely unnecessary. Because now... Oh my goodness. Okay, pick all this crap up. Fill this in. Don't need that. Don't need this. Probably still need that. Anyway. So now we feed in... Okay, we still want that splitter. Oh, that's really annoying that it unpairs. I think that would bother me pretty quickly. I hate it when there's not enough buttons. Not enough flipping buttons in the game. Nope. Maybe I should have blocks in my right hand more often. That would probably help me. Anyway. So the crystals, I think... What I'm going to do is... Oh, that's not right. It's not right at all. Oh, that's annoying. It doesn't rotate? No, it does. I just can't rotate it that way. Why not? It's weird. Is that because I'm holding this block? Or is it not? No, you literally can't rotate it sideways. Very interesting. I don't think you can input from the back, though. That's the problem. I think you have to input from the side. And so, because what I wanted to do is put it on a flinging thing and have it fling over here into the chest to throw the seeds over. But, so we could dump out onto that side, but I don't know if I can feed items in this way. Oh, you can. Cool. Okay, so in that case, we need a weighted depot. Unfortunately, I don't have, or the weighted ejector. Good evening, Sergeant Blaze. Or I shall say good night. It is long past the evening for me. Okay, get rid of the brass. Brass machine can go here. Now, the ejector is this one. Golden sheet and depots. I have 2 depots, so that should work out for me nicely. Yeah, I've been playing a bit more at night since the summer started. It's been a lot of fun. Okay, so we're gonna go funnel in. And then select that square and place weighted ejector here. We need the old rotational energy. This is an interesting conundrum. I think the chain drives will solve this. Yeah, that's definitely the wrong thing, but we already knew that. And I guess, actually, if we just extend the belt, that will do what we want? I hope. Is that right? Yep, we're gonna do it. Then we throw a shaft into there. No. Yeah, the base is looking good. This is a new series. This is, I gave up on the one I had started on YouTube. Because that was just too much for me. I was not having fun anymore, and I was super overwhelmed. But we started a new one with a lot better habits, and, woo, it launches me. Now that's fun. But yeah, it's been a lot better this run through, for sure. Okay, so what I need now is the crap ton of sand I've stored up over here. With that sand, we can craft a bunch of these crystals, which just go in there. And we can start to see if this whole thing works as intended. Ouch. Okay, so the crystals get watered. Fling a pile of 2 over here. That gets split. One goes to get used, the other one... Heck yeah. Wait, why is it feeding it to me? Oh, I need a funnel. It's just spitting it out. There we go. Doesn't seem to be working. Uh-oh. I did something wrong. Oh, it needs to go into the base of the thing. From what this looks like. Not the top of it. So it's almost like a hopper connection. So I actually need the launchy boy. known as a weighted ejector for those who like official terms. We need Launchy Boy to actually be up here. Heck yeah. It works! It works! Yes! Infinite crystals achieved. Alright, and we're gonna go up to a stack size of 2. It looks like it was already doing that anyway. You know, I can even make it go to like... We'll do 16 at a time. Slow things down a smidge. But yeah, that's all there is to it. So I always accidentally put those on. So really there's no need to throw more seeds in here. I already have a total crap ton of these crystals in circulation, and now they're infinite, so I don't really need more, but we'll throw a few more in here. And then this should just basically keep running until this fills up. We're gonna have a lot of Certus Quartz crystals coming in here. Because this will never stop. It'll essentially keep feeding one. For every one of these that comes in, it'll feed another nugget out. And so this will just loop. Loop, loop, loop until all the chests are full. Beautiful. Okay, that feels really good. That is very satisfying. Very satisfying indeed. And then those crystals run over here as intended. And this is still looking pretty good. Uh-oh, it's not looking pretty good. How did that get there? Oh, that's bad. How did that get there? Oh, geez, this is really bad. What is happening over here? Oh. They're not getting... Wait, I thought when a belt ran into a block, it just stopped. Is that not the case? Oh, it needs to run into a block in front of it. I thought it was a block up and in front of it. Okay, well that answers that question at least of how is that happening. Now I'm guessing some got in to here. Yep. Was an accurate guess. We're gonna throw all those back in. Got the tubes out. Whoop. Now the other thing I need to do is figure out how do I... I'm gonna waste, quote unquote, oh my gosh, that belt is too fast to walk against. I'm gonna use my only other machine, this could be a bad idea, on, where is it? Ooh, so many options, but we're gonna do funnels. Could be a bad choice, but I think this might be what I need. Because can you do... Oh no, that's the problem. We were talking about stack size is not gonna work. Well, let's try it. Let's just try it. Filter. Two at a time. I have 5. Let's grab these. It does unstack them. That's what I was afeared of. Okay, so that is kind of useless and a waste of a funnel. Don't need it. So this thing can only spray one at a time, and because of that, these are always going to be singles. So that means there's no way to easily split the amount. with a tunnel. Unless I use a weighted ejector to stack them back up to 2 again. Alternatively, there's this method where they go into a chest on the end. A lot of different options right now that I'm considering. I don't like any of them. I think I will go with the weighted ejector. It'll fling them up to maybe here. And then we'll have a tunnel. I do have tunnels. So, oh crap, what did I just deconstruct? That was rough. Very scary to accidentally deconstruct something when you're not sure what it was. Okay, so we're gonna take that out, take this out, take this out. Was that linking together important things? It probably was. And then just, you gotta stop for a second there. Okay, so we're gonna put a weighted ejector here. That's gonna fling up. We need a way to climb. Okay, so we'll extend the belt backwards a little bit. These are now not needed. So to land there, the tunnel will be here. It'll be a stack of 2. And then we'll have a chest. Actually, wait. Is there a way to go out the side and down into a thing? There might not be. Oh, can a funnel's input be... ooh, wait a second. Idea. We might not even need any of that garbage. What happened to this belt? The visual on that belt is... something got weird there. If I do this, and then we do a brass funnel in, can I configure the amount still? It looks like that's a yes. Can't flip and see it, though. So we can only take 1 at a time off of that. That's what we want. And probably need to fill it with some junk here. Because I really only need a few stacks. Okay, so then down here goes the weighted ejector. No, right here. Okay, so you need a launch up to here, and you're placed right there. And you're set to launch 2. And then you need to be charged up. Actually, wait, why is that not working? Oh, because this belt's not running. But of course. But of course. The belt that's not running needs to be attached. Same way as this one. I never know. Encased gear drive or another belt. Nope, that's completely wrong. I lied. That's the wrong direction. But you know what'll be easier than all of this nonsense? Get rid of that. Get rid of these. Right here. I can just do a little turnaround. So let's see, is that a double gearbox? Does result, I forget if that works correctly. I think it does. Yes, it does. Okay, so we're launching 2 at a time. This should be taking 1 at a time. Nope, it's taking 2. Gosh dang it. You stupid brass funnel. You're not working. I guess it does input 1 at a time, but it does it really fast, is the problem. So when 2 get launched up here, it just hoovers them both in. So it doesn't actually do what I need it to do. You were the chosen one! Okay, well, you know, the real chosen one was the tunnel. Which we already have, so we'll just use that. There it is. Okay. Let's try again. Whee! Oh gosh, why do I do this to myself? Inventories exploding over belts is such a bad idea. Anyway, the tunnel is here. There it is. And then from the tunnel, we need something. A funnel, a chute, or a hopper. A hopper would come from underneath, which can't work. A chute also. So we have to have a funnel. Oh gosh. So many issues. You can also do a funnel on top, and it would pop items out. But you can't do another funnel on the same square that the funnel's popping items up to go into another one, so it wouldn't really do much unless we had a fan or something else going. I mean, I guess we can just... We'll just do the thing that I didn't really want to do, but it's fine. I think this is right. If we do a chest here... No, that's too high. Yeah. That's what I was talking about. So we need to go 1 whole square lower. Oh my gosh. So tired of accidentally doing that. Anyway, so the chest needs to go here, actually. That goes in. Oh, it doesn't have to have a sideways out. That's slightly better, I guess. Only slightly. Don't get me wrong. We're gonna put those there. And then... grab. Okay, that is working. So now I'll do this to get 3 stacks of electron tubes. That's gonna be enough, right? 3 stacks? Yeah, I mean, you only need a few here and there for, like, smart chutes and stuff. And clockwork bearings, which I don't think I'm gonna need. Clockwork bearings, literally, you can make a clock out of them. very niche usage. Woo! Dang, that's a good time. Okay. Well, that's great. So now all that's left is... This is still working, right? Yeah. Beautiful. Okay. Let me actually put these away. All that's left. Don't get launched. We need to automate the andesite machines now. Because we've got all that automated. Now we need to feed in kinetic mechanisms to here. Get those running. To over there. And then we will almost have automated every single part of brass machines. We still have a couple steps left. Which with item tubes might get a lot easier. I can't remember. Item tube. What the heck are they even called? Pipe? Probably a pipe. Item pipes. This thing. These require brass, and we get a bunch of brass item pipes. And the pipe pressurizer we already saw. And what was the other thing? There was like a pipe. I think it was in here. Item terminals. So diamond gears get me item terminals. So between item terminals and brass item pipes, I think we can start doing some of that stuff. Viewing and requesting items in a pipe network also has slots for putting items into the network. It's not totally clear what that does, but we'll have to, I don't know, try it out to kind of see how it all functions. So what we're gonna do now, we have a big to-do list still. What's step one? Step one is kelp and clay making algal blend. No, sorry. Step one is something else. Step one is actually getting some more andesite alloy. We need more brass machines, is what I'm getting at here. So we're gonna get going here. Oh no, they're not stacking. It's so weird when they do that. Okay, get rid of my chassis for a second. Millstone, gearboxes, tunnels and funnels and bears. Oh my. Hoppers and chutes and cogs and frogs. Yeesh, so many things. Okay. That's mostly better. Alright. So I want to craft a lot of things. What's up, Toby? Why are you awake? That's a good question. It's very early for you. Okay, so I want to make 1 billion of those so I can make more brass machines. And that means I need a bunch of alloy. So that's why I was over here by the kelp. And then I failed to grab any kelp. So we're actually going to grab some kelp. Say 4 stacks. That's more than enough. This will end up with 8 stacks of alloy. And grab 4 stacks of clay. Check. And then we shall craft to our heart's content. Clay, clay, kelp, kelp. Bam. I think it's a, Oh, it's funny. It does matter, but it doesn't matter which one you put on top. Okay, and then we're going to use these things. That's 4 stacks. How about even more? How about 6? 6 stacks should be plenty. And then we need 6 stacks of andesite to go with that, with the bricks, and that will end up with, I think, 12 stacks? Right? How does it work? When we do the mixing, yeah, it's each input item ends up being 1 alloy total. Oh, that's too early to get up, at least for me. I've been sleeping in far past that recently. Okay, we do have a lot more charcoal, so that's good. I do want to keep this running. So let's put some more loggy doos in there. Keep some back for myself to make mechanisms. And how we doing? 23. We've used 10 in this entire episode. It's been like 2.5 hours. So that means... what even is that? 150 minutes, roughly? So each one of these is like 15 minutes. Okay, so that's still like 5 hours left. And I probably should... sapling party here. Okay, so get some more bone meal. I did in my other playthrough. This one, I've not fully automated the bricks. Or the blend. I don't think I have a mixer for the blend. Because it's so easy to do in your inventory, even, that I just didn't feel like it was worth dealing with early automation for. But now I need some andesite. So let's go do that. Yes, loggy doos. That is a technical term. I believe that's what the professionals call it. Okay. Grab some of those. And we will... oops. Okay, apparently you can throw them like snowballs. Take that, algae to the face. Hardened into a brick. That'll be very painful. The nice thing about not fully automating things is you can put the wrong crap in a chest and it doesn't matter. Okay, so do that. And then that'll get me plenty of alloy. That'll be 4 stacks right there. So 4 stacks is good. I'll get some more blend and we'll throw that in there. And finally, looking at the tomato versus carrot versus potatoes. Ooh, carrots have pulled ahead. We're 3 and 12. This is not even 3 yet. Although that's still only 16 ahead. That's not quite enough, I think, to fully call carrots officially better. But they are at least officially as good as potatoes, if not better. And so what that means is we're going to make a large carrot farm. We're going to pack the carrots in an automated fashion. We could do the shaped crafting if we want to use 9 of the crafters. Or we could just do packing. Can we even do shapeless crafting? Okay, yeah, that wouldn't make sense, would it? A blender blending it into a crate. But we can do the packing into a crate. And then we throw the crate into a trade station. And then that coin gets thrown into another trade station, which is buying iron ingots. And then that feeds the iron ingots into the chest that goes into molten iron. What's fun about this is there's a type of dynamo, a Gourmand Dynamo. And a Gourmand Dynamo you can make with golden carrots, which we can get pretty easily. And that burns food for energy, which is hilarious and fun. And we can burn, I think, crates. A crate of carrots is 48,000 RF. And so we can literally burn the carrots in dynamos rather than burning fuel. 48,000 RF is... I can't remember how much that is. Let's look. Sterling Dynamo. It's 2 coal. So it's not great, but it's better than coal at least. It's double that. So a stack of carrot crates is like 2 stacks of coal. Maybe I'll just keep using Sterlings. I don't know. I still need to figure out, like, how much power do these use? It's very unclear. I don't like the lack of clarity. How many RF units do these use? I really don't like having to use the thermal expansion RF because I don't feel like I have the conduit things. Like, isn't there supposed to be a pipe or a thermal redstone flux pipe? I don't even feel like the pipes are enabled, so it's like, really have to do it the hard way. Hey, thanks so much for the sub, Ozzy. Very much appreciated. Yeah, I don't see flux duct. Thank you. There it is. Oh, we need Invar for that. And are there not upgrades to dynamos? That's the other thing I'm confused about. I thought they were like more powerful dynamos that generated faster. Like I remember when I did Omni Factory, there were like different tiers of dynamos. But this seems like there's only one tier. So I guess I'm just slightly confused then. Are the things that use dynamo power never going to need very much? There's upgrades. The only upgrades I see are these two. Here, let's look at thermal series here. See, I thought these RF coils would work in the dynamos, but they don't. I already tried the expanded RF coil and it didn't work. Those definitely don't seem to be anything. What do you mean no space, I think? It had space. It had 4 upgrade slots. And it wouldn't place. Where did I put that thing? This. So I thought for sure this would work in a dynamo. It very much seemed like it should. But go to here, Sterling Dynamo, Augmentation. And it doesn't seem to work. Well, it sure seemed to find all the thermal series things. Oh, maybe it didn't. So these are the only things that look like upgrades. But why aren't these working? It says type dynamo there, so are those the only two that work in dynamos? This says type redstone flux, which is confusing because they're all redstone flux. I'm not seeing anything that looks like it would be better for a dynamo. So I am confused on how to upgrade dynamos. Stabilized RF coil. Like, these look like the dynamo things, and an RF coil, like, isn't that what this is? An RF coil? But a consumer wouldn't make sense on this because it's capacity and transfer. So what does that even mean? Like that means this would be more capacity and it could transfer more out of the RF network? Question mark? I don't get it. And the only changes for dynamos are pretty... I mean, this one can do plus 100%, but that's still not a ton. So at best, I could get 5 times the power out of a dynamo. Just, it feels weird. It feels like very limited. Because normally there are more dynamos. And it's like the upgrades don't exist. Unless those it says plus 100% though, so I don't think they multiply. So even if we had 4 of those in there, it would only be 5 times the energy generation. Which still doesn't seem like enough. Because if we look at like a blast chiller or a blast furnace, you know, this thing uses, is that not the one that uses RF? A bunch of these do use RF though. Compression dynamo. Huh. Maybe these generate RF faster. It's not clear though. I really wish there was some sort of like, tell me, maybe I can make this. Let's try Thermalpedia and see if that helps me. Because I'm at my wit's end here. So that needed some iron, some nuggets, and a book. How do I make a book again? Paper and canvas. Paper, canvas. Does this help me see things? Engineer vision enabled. I don't think that did anything for me. That is how you rotate those, though. Okay, well, I don't know what the heck engineer vision is, but doesn't seem to do anything. There we go. Thermal series, technology, blah, 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 blah. Dynamos. Sterling dynamo. Uses burnable items to produce RF. What do you know? Well, these are all incredibly unhelpful. Oh, there you go. This overall scale factor stacks with others, even if they're underlined. Yeah, I don't think we have the integral components. But not RF coil augments. Hmm. It says they all produce up to 40. So maybe nothing needs all that much. That's my only hope. Is that nothing uses all that much. But it seemed like, okay, so like the Magma Crucible or whatever, doesn't that use like a crazy amount of power? I mean, it uses 200,000 RF. That's like an entire block of charcoal, and at only 40 a tick. I assume it's 60 ticks, or is it only 30 ticks a second? How many ticks a second are there? At 40 RF a tick, that's only like 1,000 RF a second-ish. Did we check for internal components? I don't get anything if I search it. Those are the... Oh, there it is. Okay. So... let's try that. Copper machine and redstone dust. Thank you. I think I probably would have been going around in circles for 18 years and never found it. We need a casing, and then surround you, and then redstone. And then we craft it together. No, was it the smithing table? It was... Now can I put this in a dynamo? Probably not. I doubt it's gonna work. Oh, it worked. Thank goodness. Okay. So now it goes up to 80. Beautiful. It does waste more RF, though, over time. Thank you, Toby. I was worried about that. Not that I needed more power for this thing in particular, but... I was not happy about the pace of things there. Okay, so what we're going to do at some point, you know, instead of this, I'm going to remove all this. This is just, this was a test. And I'm going to have a very large farm, but I do need more rich soil. We have 32 rich soil currently, which is not a ton. I'm thinking I want my carrot farm to be like 11 by 11 square, so quite large. Because the more carrots we have, the more money we make. It's going to be my primary money maker. I will use money to buy iron initially, but I also plan to use it to buy other things, so... Okay, well, Nether Warts, let's go. Yeah, there it is. I need to make a brewing thing, and I can make a bunch of speed potions. How does that work again? Brewing. Oh, I need a blaze rod. I need to purchase a blaze rod is what we need. 20 coins a piece, but that's fine. So we put another wort into water bottles. I forget the difference between lingering. So we can make 45 seconds of speed plus 20% speed. Or we can make so lingering doesn't seem to linger. It's a little confusing. Oh, it makes a cloud of the effect you can walk through. Thank you. I was like, wait a second, that's not right. So gassed tears get me regeneration. Blaze powder strength, that's right. Phantom membrane, slow fall. Don't know what Xylex is. Magma cream is fire resistance. Rabbit foot for leaping. Have to murderize rabbits for that. Spider eye gets me poison on myself, which we would probably want to throw at others. If I grow melons, I could get healing potions, which is good if I cared about fighting, which I don't. So water breathing, oh gosh. We could get a fishing net to collect some puffers. Oh, we can also heal with leeches. Cool. Okay. Pretty much swiftness is all I care about. And sugar comes from sugar cane. So if I buy a blaze rod, I could make some swiftness potions. Which, what the heck? Let's do it. Let's do it. Shipment. Blaze rod. This feels like cheating. I'm used to having to work pretty hard for a blaze rod. That was not working very hard. Okay. You need multiple. What? You do? Sure looks like you only need one to me. The dust is used as fuel. Oh, I forgot about that. Can't fuel it with anything else. Dang it. Dang it. It's been too long since I've played Minecraft. Alright, give me another one, please. Blaze rod. Check, 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 check. Put that back. Okay. Give me the blaze powder. Fuel it up. How many brewings do you get per powder? Probably knew that at one point. You do that. A few. That's a very scientific number. Few. Oops. Oh, they all take their own slot. Cool. Hello? Oh, there we go. Perfect. All right. So then we place the bottle. Oh. It says fuel 20. Does that mean 20 uses? I guess we'll find out. Now, the sugar cane is somewhere. No? I could have sworn I had some. Okay. Is the net? I don't even know what the heck a nether star is. The heck is a nether star? These are the main things in the shop that are like normally treasures. I don't see another star. Anyway, time to get some sugar. Oh, the stupid beacon thing. Yeah, I've never made a beacon. Who knows what that even is? I don't think anyone does, actually. Nobody knows what a beacon is. No one has ever seen one to this date, believe it or not. Alright, we're making some potions. Wait, I'm doing this wrong. Cool. Yeah, I know. We need the nether wart first. I just wanted to drink some water out of a bottle, okay? Give me a break. Give me a break. Alright, let's try this again. Water bottles, nether wart. Just the one. Stream delay added again, exactly. Even if it's only like a 5-second delay, it's just enough time. Alright, just give me speed potions, dang it. That's all I want, please. Okay, there we go. Awkward potions with some sugar. Who designed that? Awkward potions? Like, it's such a weird... I don't know. Why is it called an awkward potion? It's just a really strange, like, title to give the, like, base potion, you know, like... Oh, yes, this is where it's at. Alright. Heck yeah. Nyam. Oh, that feels good. I assume you can, because you can automate everything. This is create above and beyond, after all. After all. Alright, why don't I throw a chest on the wall for all my potion stuff? It's getting messy in here. I should have made a bigger house. I think at some point I'm gonna have to make like a new house and revamp all of my storage into a drawer with drawer controllers, which required an Invar machine, right? No, it's only a zinc machine. That's not all that far away. Oh gosh, I can already do this. I need a crap ton of lava, though. I don't have that much lava. If you add redstone to the potions, they last longer? What? Wait a second. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Oh yeah, you can add the glowstone to make it more powerful but shorter. And you can add reds. Yeah, okay. Gosh, my memory is like so faint on that. So faint. Yeah, 8 minutes is much longer than 3. Worth buying some redstone for. And speaking of buying redstone, I need to crush this cinnabar. And can you buy cinnabar or... Yeah, that's really weird. 4 cinnabar for 16 silver or 32 redstone dust for 16 silver. which is the same if you're milling it, but if you're crushing it, it's cheaper to buy the cinnabar. And if you're pulverizing it, even more so. Gosh, what all can you pulverize? Ruby ore, you get extra rubies. Pulverizers are strong. But they don't do anything for a lot of your... It's better for like diamonds and stuff. You get more. Wait, 6 dust? Is that the normal amount? No, actually pulverizing is better. Pulverizing is better on every front, but you need an Invar machine. So yeah, pulverizing these ores gets you 6 dust, which is essentially 2 ingots. And then when you have luck or fortune or whatever it's called, you get more than one of these. So like each block you mine is going to be like 3 ingots worth eventually. And was there one other metallurgy thing? I know you get to pulverizing, which is 1 to 6. Oh, induction smelting. That's even stronger. Although that goes straight to nuggets. So is that stronger? 27 is the same as 6. And basically 6. That's 36. So there you go. That's the best. Would be pulverizing to dust and then superheated mixing. And that gets you 36 nuggets worth. Of liquid. Which is 4. Yeah. So that's 4 ingots per. The other way is induction smelting to nuggets directly, which I guess the best that can do though is 1 to 3. So that's not very good, because we can already get that with milling and melting alone. So that's already 1 to 3 and then 3 to 9. Oh no, that's still worse. Sorry. That's basically saying for 1 crushed, you get 1 to 3 ingots. Right now, for 1 crushed, I only get 1 ingot. If I can move to crushing, then we will have 1 to 2 ingots if I crush and melt. If you pulverize and melt, you get just straight up 2 ingots. And superheated mixing would get you 4. But the induction smelting is 1 to 3, so it's about 2. I wonder what the order is on that. Superheated mixing versus induction smelting. I need to be done streaming soon. I'm just kind of having fun to figure out. So the induction smelter is also just an Invar machine and a blast furnace. Oh, wait. The heck? Blast furnaces are so cheap. Did everybody know blast furnaces were so cheap? Was I the only one who didn't know? Oh, can only certain things be blast furnace? I'm not seeing all the normal furnace recipes. Oh, okay. I don't remember a blast furnace even being a thing, but it is easy to craft. Anyway, so Invar is all you need for an induction smelter. And an induction smelter... Which one was this? These are all sorts of crazy combos. Oh, that's how you get Invar back, is nickel and iron. That's super easy. And then you just need to smush it 16 times. And you get Invar. So that's the thing. Now with the ores, so zinc, for example, you get 9 zinc and then a chance at sulfur and a chance at slag. Interesting. Very interesting. And what does the catalyst do? Primary modifier, auxiliary modifier. Oh. So you get triple the primary thing if you throw cinnabar in there. If you throw sand in there, you get a little bit of extra. And slag, you get some extra. Blaze powder makes you use very little energy. Okay. So these are some interesting things here. And you have a chance to get slag and a chance to use slag. So I think you'd run out of slag eventually, but so induction smelting seems like you're going to do that before oh, you need these though. That's the problem with Invar machines. Before superheated mixing. So that one made liquid iron. Let's just look at, or molten iron, sorry. Molten iron mixing, superheated. There it is. So you need a blaze burner holding a blaze cake. Cool. And then a matter ball. And 3, no, this isn't right. 3 dust should get you way more than that. Something's wrong here. Oh, wait. No, sorry. An ingot is 144. Yeah, no, so 3 dust should be an ingot, I thought. Yeah. 3 of those, 144. So then, what the heck is this? That's 2 ingots. Oh, there it is. So that is how you get more liquid out of your dust. But you need a matter ball, which this is going to be like ultra late game. Ultra late game. Okay. So then Magma Crucible is also a thing that can melt stuff down pretty easily. It's like basically a normal smelter. I don't have to deal with the complex smeltery stuff as long as I keep it supplied with redstone. Can also make these regents, which I don't understand at all. That all scares me. We're gonna avoid that. Foundries get you some extra stuff. So like you get some nickel on top of your iron nuggets. So then I guess the question is, do you go with the blast furnace method, or no, what was it called? Do you go with the induction smelter method, or do you go with the foundry method? Curious. I'm not sure. Anyway, we can like check our way through all of this and move to chapter 3. But I need to click on things. That's not what I meant to do. Yeah, okay. Well, I'm gonna go to bed. This has been good, but I need to sleep. I forget what I was even in the middle of doing when I got sidetracked for so long. This windmill, guys, this is just a work of art. Can we appreciate this windmill before I log off? This is just too good. Look at this. Just extends over the rice farm, slowly rotating, clipping through the rice harvester. Just couldn't be better. That really cracks me up. Oh, hey. I keep saying I'm gonna go to bed, and then I keep not doing it. Where is it? I thought I had a crafting. Oh, there it is. All right, that is a lot of coins right there. Each one of these is a coin, so 2.5 stacks of coins ain't bad. Rice, rice, rice. I think that'll probably be enough to sell it all. And oh, I remember what I was doing. I think I'll finish that hoist. I was grabbing more alloy so I could make a bunch of kinetic mechanisms to feed in. So for that we need logs, which we have, and we need alloy, which we have. Maybe one more stack of logs. Okay. So that. That's good enough for 1 stack of those. How about 2 stacks? How about 3 stacks, in fact? I think I have enough. There we go. Oh no! I ran out of wood. There we go. And then I do want a few more of these. We'll do 8 more andesite machines, just to make sure I have enough. For a while, 14 should be good. I won't need them for funnels. I think we can move to brass funnels mostly. I'll get rid of these slowly. But I will still use them for machines and stuff. But I want to move to brass funnels only for sure. But I mean, we still need them for stuff like fans and things like that. So, and then those 128 mechanical bits go into, where the heck do they go into? Not there. How did that end up with electron tubes? I'm kind of scared of why that had electron tubes in it. They go into here. Yes, there we go. Now, if I really wanted to do this right, I would have another tunnel. These would be 1 square off, and I would do stacks of 3. So 1 would get fed into a chest, and then 1 would get fed into that deployer, the other one would get fed in, so it would always, like, work out nicely. The way this is, the back one's going to run out completely, the front one's going to end up with a full stack. You might already have a full stack. Not quite. And then once the back one runs out, the front one will get up to a full stack, and then it'll get past. But I mean, it's all working. So, can't really complain. I think one of the upgrades I need is a crusher instead of a millstone, because the skystone is just so slow. Now that's the thing I didn't understand. What is this? 21 mechanical crafters. Sheesh. So that's, I need 7 brass machines just for 1 set of crushing wheels. Okay, so crushing wheels are expensive. Very much so. And I am going to grab the rich soil. Could be 32. There it is. Okay. And you don't use up the mechanical crafters. What? What are you talking about? I mean, I need to have 21 of them, is the only point I'm making. You use up the brass machines to make this many, and it's true, I can deconstruct them afterwards and use them for other things, but I still need 7 brass machines sunk into only mechanical crafters before I can even make one of these, is kind of my point. Though we just got enough for 16 brass machines out there, so in terms of our mechanisms. Yay! It's working! Boing! So fun to watch. Okay, well, I'm actually going to bed. Good night, Toby. Good night, anyone else that's here. I will upload this stream to Crydex Extra, as always. So if you're watching from Crydex Extra, leave a comment. No one comments on Crydex Extra. I see a few views popping up, but no one's commenting yet. So if you're on YouTube, let me know you're on YouTube. And I'll see you guys later.